Another thing that I'm interested in is the idea of love and devotion. Devotion to art, devotion to another person, devotion to this capitalistic America that we are inside. I painted this thing. People say, okay, so what's that gold stuff? And I say to them, okay, well, either you haven't studied Chinese, you haven't been to enough Chinese restaurants, you aren't aware of certain things, or it's all right, it's okay. And then sometimes people say, well, I think I see something back there in the yellow, and there's snakes. Well, that's fine too, but this piece really just serves to fulfill a devotion, to prove that value can be made through time. With how many hours I spent making small clockwise circles and then small counterclockwise circles to make the Chinese sign for good luck laid over an image of Medusa, it bothers me that I would try to find some point of function between these two things. The idea of never being able to fall in love with something like that, this myth, and basically flat out I'm just saying, good luck. Good luck with love. Good luck with however many ideals you build inside yourself. Just good luck. And that isn't easily deciphered because you just have to know if that luck is real or not. Another thing that I'm interested in is the way that people look at art. You're all looking at this piece, you're looking at that piece. But once again, with value, you have this piece of walnut. This is something that came out of the earth. It's made naturally, set against something made out of acrylic. These images of gold-framed portraits, which hold so much value to people. Gold-framed portraits that hold beauty in people's subjective minds. Yet, they're taken down to just a flat image laid across what I really want you to look at. But then again, that doesn't really matter. Why? Because you guys all have bias and you're going to think about what you want to think about. Just like over here. This is from a performance piece I did a week long. I tried to sit in the atrium and type. Like Kurak, who from the Beat Generation traveled and wrote on the road from a continuous stream of paper. I tried to feel how he did. The only problem was I wasn't on amphetamines, and if I would have been, I probably would have filled up that 98.5 sheet of paper. But that's fine with me. That's all right. I'd rather just, fucking hang out and try to write as much as I can. But the title of this piece is The Great American Novel, and basically, just that idea of greatness is something that is just so funny to me. The Great American Novel. The Great American Novel needs to hold its own for every American. The Great American Novel is supposed to stand up for every American, every single one of you in here. I don't care if it doesn't matter. Every single one in here, the Great American Novel is supposed to stand for you. And what's the chances of that really happening? None. So why is that the way it is? Why is the beginning of that manuscript all the way up at the top? Because it doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because even if you could read that whole manuscript, it still wouldn't help you deduce whether or not that is the Great American Novel, whether or not that's a work of, it's a stroke of pure genius or just complete dog shit in the form of typewriter strokes. This last piece is something that I had a lot of trouble with. And you know how I had a lot of trouble with it? Because you can see it right now in every frame of video. Basically, the whole time I was making this piece, I was thinking about this right here. This was on the back of someone's car in Burbank, California. And I told my friend Bailey to steal it from me, and she did. Why is that? Because this is the symbol for Scientology, and we thought those people are just so strange. And so I wanted to make a piece for her about Scientology, but the whole time I was thinking about Scientology and this whole idea of it being a religion and it being something that dictates how people live, because isn't that what religion is? Isn't that a way for us to be dictated by something that we can't exactly grasp? So that's why Martin Luther tried to reform the Catholic Church, isn't it? That's why everyone's tried to reform any kind of church, but the Church of Scientology will not be reformed. Honestly, because I don't think it's really a church. And I'll just leave it at that. So if anybody has any questions, I'll keep talking.
Do you think that L. Ron Hubbard wrote Pulp Fiction?
Does anybody else have another question that pertains to this? Cool. God bless America, and enjoy your beers and your tacos.